Hello, this is Peter RC for Smartphone Products 3 WOD. This one gave me one issue, and it was just a small little issue that I should have realized from the start. Basically, the product underscore data.js was not inside the same folder, but because it made the Smartphone Products 3 folder twice for some reason, and there's like a smaller one that didn't have the product, which is where everything else was beside the product underscore data.js. But if that would change, it would have worked out perfectly, and it still does, just besides that one part. So here, just trying to server up, make sure it all runs correctly. So first thing I do is I'm going to make variables that we all made before into just a comment, so it doesn't interfere. Out of the way, it looks cleaner for me personally. And next, I'm going to create an array called products, or an object called products, where you want to say it. But this array will have multiple smaller arrays inside of it. So it'll instead, each of its, I would say, you could say data cell is its own array and has its own data within it, or elements within it. So here's we're using the proper syntax for an array, and just creating the outline for the first one, copying it down for the next 5 or next 4, and then just changing all the information to the correct one, the correct stuff we need. Okay, and next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change this eval tag into the correct format so it calls the array instead, and then it calls which one it wants. So, of course, I've used correct syntax, calling the array, that variable, and then using the square brackets. I have, depending on what I value is, that's what array spot that I want to be printed, and I want the brand to be printed there. So it'll be like that with both of them in the square brackets, or the second one can be behind a dot, it would be so that way products square bracket I and square bracket, and then just period brand. Now I'd also do the same thing as just the square bracket brand and square bracket. But here I'm just copying the same syntax down the whole way, and of course you change the information to what it needs to be, which is of course the brand, the price, or the image respectively. Into the directions say, I'm going to change the I value to 0 because arrays start at 0, the value is 0, not 1, so the first array of HTC would be at 0. And then, of course, I'm going to change it to as while I is less than the product dot length, so it takes the length of the array, which the length is not in many characters are in array, but the length of how many elements are within an array, and basically whether I is less than 5, it'll add 1 to I as well as uh, execute the code within its parameter. And then here I'm adding in that script search tag, so it references all the script tags to use anything from a separate document. And of course, now realizing it's probably easier for me just to copy and paste it. So I'll copy and paste it instead from the directions. But that will reference the product underscore data.js I'm going to create. That will now include that the var products array. Instead of it being inside of this document, it will be inside that JavaScript document. So if I do that and save everything, everything loads. Of course, just that one issue I had that caused me to take 3 temps because of that one small issue of the product underscore data.js being outside of the same smartphone products 3 folder.